My brothers, all my sisters from my faith, rise today before it's too late. Remember, always follow what we are Rasulullah.
And today we're going to continue on with this topic by discussing another characteristic of a person of taqwa. Not only is the person of taqwa one who thanks Allah, but he's also a person who is forgiving of others. Now, Allah has ordered us to have patience in times of ease, more so than in times of hardship. Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, "But if we let man taste the good favors after poverty and harm has touched him, he is sure to boastfully say, harm has left me. Indeed, he is exultant, boastful, and ungrateful to Allah, except those who show patience, and those who do good deeds of righteousness, and those who obey Allah. For them will be forgiveness and a great reward." Here Allah is telling us that patience shows itself in times of ease. When bad things happen to us, this is when we are most likely to turn towards Allah and remember Him. But what about in good times? There's a lot of people, while their lives are going good, they don't think about Allah. They don't remember Him. And then they wonder why Allah sends calamity upon them. So we have to understand this, that as Muslims we have to have patience in good times as well as in times of hardship. Allah also tells us in the Quran, in the interpretation of the meaning, "So fear and obey Allah, and recounsel the matters of differences between yourselves, and hold fast together to the rope of Allah, and do not split up. And do not be like those who split up and differed after the clear proofs came to them." Here Allah is letting us know that not only should we have patience in good times and bad, but we should also make up with each other. We should not allow our differences to come between us as Muslims. We should all hold fast together to the rope of Allah, which is Islam, and not split up, not divide, not separate. Unfortunately, the Muslims take no heed to these words today. And this is why so many of us are being punished by Allah. The Prophet ﷺ once said, "Indeed, Allah is pleased with three things. He is first pleased that you worship Him alone without associating partner with Him. He is also pleased that you hold fast together to the rope of Allah and not become split up. And He is also pleased that you give sincere advice to whomsoever Allah put in charge of your affairs." SubhanAllah. We need to reflect upon these words of our Prophet today. We get angry at one another, and we like to hold grudges. We get mad over the silliest, simplest things. Just because somebody disagreed with us, with our opinion or our view, you now want to boycott that person. You want to now separate from him. You want to hold a grudge against him. This is not the way of believers. This is not the way of those who truly have taqwa Allah. The Prophet ﷺ once said, "May Allah enliven whosoever hears my words and memorizes them and then conveys them to others. Many a carrier of knowledge does not understand it, and many a carrier of knowledge conveys it to one who has better understanding." There are three things which the heart of a believer has no malice towards. One of them is sincerity for Allah in one's actions. Another is giving sincere advice to those in authority. And the third is clinging to the majority. Subhanallah. The Muslims today have separated. We've separated into so many groups, so many sects. We've imitated the kuffar in this. We boycott each other. We slander each other. We backbite each other. We're even fighting against each other, killing each other. Subhanallah. When Allah says, and when our Prophet says, have no malice, what this means is don't go around having contempt for people, holding grudges against people. The heart of the Muslim does not hate each other. Subhanallah. The believer is one who lowers his wing to his brother or sister in Islam. The believer is the one who gives his Muslim sister, his Muslim brother, the benefit of the doubt. He doesn't separate from them and cut them off. It's when we divide, it's when we separate, as we've done today, that Allah begins to send calamity to us. Muslims today have gotten away from the mannerisms of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We like to gossip. We like to spread bad things about a person. Okay? Allah sent down the verse and the interpretation, the meaning. Indeed, those who brought forward the lie are a small group amongst you. However, do not think that it is an evil for you. Rather, it is a good for you. And every person amongst them will be paid the sin of what they earned. And as for the one who took on the leading role in this, he will be given a severe punishment. Now, when Allah sent this verse down, it was in regards to the slander. The slander that the hypocrites contrived against the Prophet's wife, Aisha. They started the rumor. But instead of the Muslims trying to cut it out, it passed amongst the people. They carried the lie on more and more and more. The same way we see Muslims today do.